What's up everybody, it's No Matter here and it's time for our June update. So much good stuff to listen to, but I kind of focused more on projects that had come out in the past, maybe revisiting them or just listening to them a little later than they came out and gaining a new appreciation for them. One thing I'll mention, because I admittedly didn't really listen to it all that much this month, but I promised that I would bring it up. So Clancy by 21 Pilots. Great album, highly recommend. Especially if you're a 21 Pilots fan, I think that you'll really like this one. It kind of puts a bit of a bow on the lore, but maybe it doesn't. We'll see. I was watching the live stream where they were doing a lot of the music video reveals. We had a group going for that, and it kind of seemed like maybe it wasn't it for Clancy. But, you know, only time will tell. Either way, solid 21 Pilots record. Highly recommend. Second is a project that came out quite a while ago, but I revisited it to kind of see what I liked so much about it, and I really rediscovered that one. This is a really good one. Sweet Ohio Light Part 1 by Adam Paddock. I'm not sure how many of you guys know who Adam Paddock is. If you're familiar with Xander Sallows, he did a couple projects with him, I think namely Broken Clarity and Glad You Stayed. But yeah, Sweet Ohio Light, like, given all the stuff I had heard from Adam Paddock, it was a little bit different from what I expected, but it was different in a really good way. Highly recommend, especially if you're into like upbeat, uplifting, motivational type music. It's very good. Third project was the one that probably took me off guard the most out of any of these projects, and that's Angel Food Volume 1 from Cozy Zulsdorf. Some of you may know who this person is. She's a bit of a smaller artist. If you were a fan of Monster Cat from about 2015 to 2017, then you would definitely recognize this name. She wrote The Girl with Hellberg, and that went gold in Sweden. Nevada by Vicetone recently just went gold. That was something that she wrote as well, and she wrote a couple of other features as well. If you listened to Cozy Zulsdorf back in those, times when she was on Monster Cat all the time, she sounds very different in those songs from how she sounds in Angel Food Volume 1. Oh, I was also gonna say that if you're not a Monster Cat fan, but you happen to have watched a lot of like children's TV from about 2014 to maybe 2018, then maybe you'd see her pop up a little bit over the place. I think she was in Dolphin Tale 1, and maybe there was a Dolphin Tale 2 and she was in it. She was in the latest Freaky Friday installment in 2018. So she's had some acting roles here and there and worked on soundtracks for those things. So feel free to go check out Angel Food Volume 1. Highly recommend. Such a good EP.
You saw me across the room, wearing a shapeless dress. I still hear it in my head. See, beautiful, I love that. I can picture the way you adored me. When I loved you, I wasn't eating. Talk about a gut feeling. So happy, couldn't keep anything down.
On that vein of projects that didn't particularly stick out to me at first, but then I revisited them, I think that's where our discussion question is going to come from. Because I know that there are plenty of artists where that's been the case. Tokyo Machine is someone that, at this point, I feel like can do hardly any wrong. but I really thought he was like just kind of an okay artist when I first listened to him, and there's video evidence of me saying that. And I'm sure that there are some albums and EPs that went through that sort of process. So were there any for you? Were there any artists or albums or EPs that didn't really stick out to you much upon first listen, but then after later listens, you realized, wow, this is really good. This is a lot better than I kind of gave it credit for at first. All right, 2 things I'm working on. I mentioned in my April update, if my notes are congruent with the things that I actually said in the update, that I was having preliminary thoughts about an EP, and now I am definitely doing work towards that. So it's been quite a while since my last EP. I am planning on getting an EP together and releasing it in early 2025. So we'll hope that that does come to pass. It's looking like it's gonna be easy to get an EP to you guys in early 2025. And however I feel like showing my cards on that, I'll give you guys updates as we go along. But I wanted to let you guys know that I'm working on an EP. That's one of the things I'm working on. And the second thing I'll show you is, or actually the first thing I'll show you, second thing I'll tell you about, is kind of proof that there really is an EP happening in one of the interlude type tracks. In this EP, each interlude is kind of going to have its own sort of identity and be a little less of a like connecting point between 2 tracks and more of its own thing, but thematically it does connect to the story slash theme in some way, if that makes sense. So here's what I've been working on in that regard, in that interlude regard, with my interlude, which I'm currently calling Been Better.
I've been better. I've been how are you? I've been better. I've been how are you? I've been better. I've been better. I've been how are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. How are you?
One thing I've been learning, one of the reasons for the hiatus, was giving myself space to move on to the next stage of my life. One thing I'm learning is to what it truly looks like to give God control when I have little to no control over anything. I think it was around March or February or somewhere around there that I mentioned trusting God when so many things seem uncertain. And I don't know a lot of things, so trusting God with that knowledge. The next step of that is really surrendering control to God, even when I want to hang on to so much. Like when a job looks like it's going to work out, and then I take control of it and go, okay, so this part is mine now, God, and I'm gonna control this part. And then He takes it away from me, and I realize, not only am I not meant to take control over this whole situation instead of surrendering it to God, but I actually never had control over the situation, and God was the one that had control in the first place. So it's one of the things that God is really teaching me, especially this month, and will probably continue to teach me and sanctify me in the coming months. All right, that's it. This may be a shorter update than normal, but I think that's good. Let me know how you guys are doing and what your thoughts are on whatever the heck the discussion question was. And with that, I'll see you guys later. No matter out.